Welcome to Epic Love Stories, where love meets history. Today, we journey back more than 2,000 years to the golden sands of Egypt and the marble halls of Rome. This is not just the story of two lovers. It is the story of ambition, betrayal, passion, and tragedy. A love so powerful, it shook empires. Imagine Alexandria in the 1st century BC, a city of wealth, learning, and luxury. At the heart of it all stood Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh of Egypt. She was not only beautiful, she was brilliant, fluent in 9 languages, a master of politics, and a woman who understood that charm could be just as powerful as armies. Rome was the superpower of the world, and Egypt was both a prize and a threat. Cleopatra knew that survival meant more than ruling Egypt. It meant playing the dangerous game of empire. Now, picture Rome, civil wars, shifting alliances, and one man rising to power. Marcus Antonius, better known as Mark Antony, a brilliant general, a loyal friend of Julius Caesar, and a man of both charm and excess. When Caesar was assassinated, Rome was divided. Antony controlled the East, and in that moment, destiny led him straight to Cleopatra. Their first meeting is the stuff of legends. Cleopatra didn't simply walk in to meet Antony. She staged an entrance. She sailed up the Cydnus River on a golden barge, its sails of purple silk, oars of silver, while servants dressed as gods fanned her with feathers. Cleopatra herself lay beneath a canopy, dressed as the goddess Aphrodite. Antony, the great general, was stunned. He wasn't meeting just a queen, he was meeting a living goddess. From that moment, Antony was enchanted. Their bond grew quickly, not only passion, but partnership. They shared nights of feasting, drinking, and laughter in Alexandria. Cleopatra gave him more than love. She gave him legitimacy, wealth, and an empire's resources. And for Cleopatra, Antony was not just a lover. He was protection against Rome's endless hunger. But in Rome, whispers turned to outrage. Senators saw Cleopatra as a seductress, corrupting their great general. Antony, once the hero of Rome, was accused of betraying his people for an Egyptian queen. His rival, Octavian, later known as Augustus, used this scandal to fuel propaganda. He declared that Antony was no longer Roman, but Egyptian, that Cleopatra had bewitched him. By 31 BC, the tension exploded. Octavian's forces clashed with Antony and Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium. Imagine it. Hundreds of warships, sails filled with the wind, the roar of battle across the sea, but fortune turned against them. Antony's fleet faltered. Cleopatra, fearing capture, retreated with her ships, and Antony, torn between honor and love, followed her. Rome had won. The lovers had lost. Back in Alexandria, the end came swiftly. Octavian's armies marched closer. Antony, believing Cleopatra already dead, fell on his own sword. But Cleopatra was alive. Heartbroken, she had him carried to her chambers, where he died in her arms, whispering his last words of love. Days later, Cleopatra too chose death. According to legend, she pressed a poisonous asp, a snake, to her breast. The queen, who had lived like a goddess, died like one, choosing her own fate. And so, with their deaths, the great love story ended. Egypt fell, becoming a Roman province. Octavian rose to become the first emperor of Rome. But Cleopatra and Antony's story lived on. For centuries, poets, painters, and playwrights told of the queen who ruled with beauty and brilliance, and the general who gave up an empire for love. It is a reminder that sometimes love is not just personal. Sometimes love changes the course of history. Cleopatra VII of Philopator, born in 69 BC in the great city of Alexandria, Egypt. A daughter of the Ptolemaic dynasty, she grew up surrounded by power, politics, and intrigue. At only 18 years old, she ascended the throne. From that moment, she was not just the queen of Egypt, but a central figure in the fate of the Mediterranean world. Brilliant, multilingual, and fiercely intelligent, Cleopatra stood as an equal to the most powerful men of her time. Her alliance with Julius Caesar secured her throne, but it was her fateful union with Marcus Antonius that forever sealed her place in history. Their bond was not only a romance, but a political gamble that challenged the rising power of Octavian. Yet her reign ended in tragedy. In 30 BC, after defeat at the hands of Octavian's forces, Cleopatra took her own life in Alexandria. With her death, not only did Egypt lose its queen, but the ancient line of pharaohs came to its final end. Marcus Antonius, remembered in history as Mark Antony, was one of Rome's most powerful generals and statesmen. He was born in 83 BC in Rome, into a noble yet troubled family. From his youth, he was shaped by discipline, ambition, and military life. Rising quickly through the Roman ranks, he became the trusted ally and loyal friend of Julius Caesar. After Caesar's assassination, Antony stood at the center of Rome's bloody struggle for power. Turning east, he forged an alliance with Cleopatra, an alliance that soon blossomed into one of history's most legendary romances. But ambition and passion led him to his downfall. In 31 BC, at the Battle of Actium, Antony and Cleopatra were defeated by Octavian. The following year, in 30 BC in Alexandria, Antony ended his own life. His death marked not only the collapse of his dreams, but also paved the way for Octavian to become Rome's first emperor, Augustus. Mark Antony was remembered as both a brilliant warrior and a man undone by love. Thank you for joining us on Epic Love Stories. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this is just the beginning. History is filled with tales of passion, betrayal, and devotion, and we can't wait to share them with you.